Hello there folks, and welcome to Luna's World. We are in for another X-Plane 11 video, and as you can see I got this new plane just the other day. I have streamed with it, but this is the first official video with it, and this is the Epic 1000E, and it is super cool. I really love this thing. It's classified as a jet, even though it's got a prop on. We've got a ceiling of about 29,000 feet, a top speed of 320, I think, knots, and cruising speed of 250 knots. So this thing, you can see why it's classified as a jet. It's modeled extremely well. Loving the reflections, loving the textures, and of course the shadowing. It's really nice. A good level of detail. This is by a company called Aerobask, and it's really worth checking out. So what we're going to do, let's just get into the cockpit. And here we are, completely cold and dark. I haven't read the manual for this yet. I certainly don't know what the checklists are, but I'm going to do a kind of a first impressions. We're going to do a flight down from the Grand Bahama to Nassau. And I've got a little flight plan here that we're going to enter. When I streamed this, I couldn't get the flight computer working because there was no nav data there. So I since figured out through one of my watchers who suggested that I needed to copy across a file or folder from X-Plane 10 over to the custom data folder, and it was the G450D folder, I think, something like that. Anyway, copied that across, and hey presto, it works. So thank you very, very much. I can't remember your name. I should have done my homework, but thank you, because it works a treat. So if anyone else is having issues with not getting nav data in, that's what you do. So we're going to set the flight planner up. We're going to set the machine. We're going to do all the stuff we need to do to get it started, and we're going to fly on down to Nassau with some pretty beautiful scenery. Not great weather, it's sort of raining, there's storms around, but anyway, that'll make it more interesting. So let me just show you the options. We've got hide, yoke, windshield reflections, etc. there. If we go down one, this is where you control your weight and fuel. So as you can see, our door is opened. We've got the pilot in black there, and then we've got the passengers are in green. That'll do for now. That's perfectly fine. Yep. So actually, we'll remove our chocks, and you can see the fan turning in the wind there. It's kind of cool. And we'll close the door, and then we'll start the GPU, which is what we need to get power to this thing. So you can see now we've got some green lights on. So I'm going to be doing some of this stuff on my SciTech panel. So batteries on, and we will go strobe lights and beacon, and we'll just make sure that fuel is all switched on. Yep, that's all good. That's all good. Condition lever, that's all fine. Gear is down. Flaps are up. Good. Okay. So then we'll just go through this. Avionics or fuel pumps on. Avionics won't go on because I have to do it on my SciTech panel. Some of these won't actually work because I'll need them on the SciTech panel. There we go. Alright, so we're starting. Clear. It's our cute little GPU with its own wheels. Alright, hang on. I didn't think that was going to start. I think that was coming over from another attempt. Right, okay. Now I'm going to start on here, and that should start properly now. There we go.
Check engine.
Whoops, brakes on. Alright, so while that's warming up, we'll just continue with some stuff here. Autopilot, trim, air pressurization, emergency pressurization, dump valve, all of that stuff can come on. I don't think we'll need the de-icing stuff. But we'll put our weather and our TCAS on. So that's all good. So what we'll do is I'll show you how to set this thing up. It's pretty intuitive. The Skyview touchscreen computers are pretty amazing. So what we do is we go to map and then flight plan, and then we literally just type in our first waypoint, which is of course our airfield that we're currently at, and we click that. Actually, I've got some views set up for this, that's better. And then what we do is we just add in a waypoint. So insert waypoint, and we're going to go to Louth or Louth, and then we just keep clicking on insert waypoint. This next one is SYDNY, and again insert waypoint. Peach, that's a nice one. Okay, and then after that we will be going to our destination, which is Mike Yankee November November, Nassau. Alright, and that is it. So there's lots of other things you can do here. You can add all the different information, so TCAS and weather, which we'll keep on because there are some storms around. As you can see, you can change the items on the screen, what you want, what you don't want. Whoops. We'll go... Oh. Oops. Right, hang on. Sorry. Info. No. Map menu. How did I... Items. There we go. We don't need the fixes. That'll do. What else do we need? That's about it, really. We're not going to do the transponder and all that stuff. So let's go back to this view here. We're not using ATC. We're just literally going on a quick flight, really just to get a feel for this aircraft. So we'll start to taxi on out. But I really like this. It's the way it flies, and the FMC stuff is all really, really intuitive. It's great. The other thing we have to do is make sure that the autopilot is set on HSI there. So you want this magenta. That means it's going to follow the GPS. If you don't click that, then the autopilot won't work.
Check engine.
The engine is fine. Right, taxi lights should be on. Everything else, whoops. So, good. This is my first full proper flight in this thing. So, looking forward to it. But it's good fun. So far, so good. We're going to go up to about 11,000 feet. And depending on the weather, we might have to just move around the weather a bit. But we'll see. I'm having rudder issues here. I'm putting in a lot of right rudder. So, I don't know. Might have to configure that along the way. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll climb up, and then I won't make you sit through the whole thing. I'll fast forward the cruise and bring you back. And, of course, if we fly over any lovely scenery, which I think we probably will, because we're in the Bahamas, then you won't miss out on that either. Alright, so we'll just check that there's nothing coming. We're all good. I'm just going to get my views sorted out here. That's a bit better. Okay, so we're going to go
Check.
up on this way.
Check.
Just
Engine.
line up and off we go. Lovely sounds in this thing. And it's like an absolute rocket. There we go, 100 knots already. I'm having to put loads of right rudder in. I don't know why. Left rudder, sorry. Anyway, we're up. So gear up. Okay, flaps up. We'll start our left turn. Just come off the throttle a little bit. This thing is absolutely wild. It's so super fast. So I've got ortho scenery installed for this part of the world, so you should see some pretty nice things down below. And certainly coming to Nassau, the scenery there is absolutely incredible, so do make sure you stay and watch the landing. It's absolutely superb. There we go. All good stuff. So what we'll do is we'll just come down here and we'll press nav and then we'll engage the autopilot, and then we'll set our altitude and we'll go up to still haven't quite got used to this X-plane. We'll go up to there. And our vertical speed, no, that's the one. About there, nice and gentle, that'll do. And we just come down on the altitude again. We want 11,000. Oh, that'll do, 11,500. And then we can kind of just sit back and relax, let it do its thing, enjoy the view. We're already breaking the speed limit here, so let me just be a bit aware of that. I know it doesn't matter too much, but let's try and make things as accurate as possible. And it'll just go through each leg, activate it, and what we need to do is keep an eye out for any weather that might be on the way. So yeah, if you're interested in a plane really that has a lovely, really lovely flight model, lovely textures inside and out, quite complex in the sense that, well, it's got a programmable FMC. It's a cross between a GA aircraft and a jet. You can fly this VFR as well as IFR, obviously. Super fast, but super smooth and controllable. You know, this is so much fun. I was actually, the reason I got it is because I was initially looking for something that was hardcore GA, and I just couldn't really make my mind up. I was also thinking at the same time, maybe I should get a jetliner as well. And this was just bang in the middle, and also it was on a daily deal in the org, so it was a no-brainer, and I'm super glad I've done it, because so far I'm really loving it. It's just very nice. Let's have a quick look outside. There we go. And like I said, beautiful textures. Really nice. Cool. Okay, guys. So what we'll do is we'll just we'll climb out to the cruise altitude, and then when we get there, I'll do a bit of a time lapse so that you don't have to sit through the what will probably be a rather uneventful few moments of cruising. But I'll stay with you until we get up to cruise altitude, 11,000 feet. But you can see this thing climbs like an absolute rocket. I'm on about 60% throttle right now, just over. And we're climbing at 1,700 feet a minute. We're maintaining a pretty solid speed of 188 knots, which is pretty outstanding performance for a single prop, turboprop. But lovely, 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 lovely stuff. Loving this plane. It's like a Porsche, isn't it? It's like really comfortable. Got leather seats. In fact, let's show you the cabin while we're here. Let's just pop out. I've not actually been back here. Pretty nice though. We've even got a bottle of water for us. How lovely. There we go. Obligatory wing view. Pretty tasty. I think these are modelled, aren't they? No. Maybe not. Well, that is. Let's not touch that though. Do we have lights? We have lights. That's cool. What else do we have?
Approaching altitude.
Very nice. Anyway, I suppose we better go and fly the plane. Let's go and have a look. We're coming up. I think we're on our cruise altitude now, so it should be leveling off. Yeah, pretty much. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to set the power. We'll just creep up to 250 knots. Landing lights can come off. And yeah, we'll just sit back and relax and enjoy the cruise. And like I said, I'll bring you back when we're descending down into Nassau, because the view is absolutely stunning. So see you guys very soon. And welcome back, guys. Hope you've had a good rest, and we're about to make our descent down into Nassau, so I'm going to just bring the throttle lever back, reduce the power, and start to descend. We're going to descend oops, and I've gone into the beta range there because I haven't got my throttle set up properly. Anyway, that will sort itself out. We're going to hit altitude here, and we're just going to not do that, but do this. We're going to go down to down to about 3,000 feet, and we're going to do that at a sensible sort of a rate, about 1,200. That should give us enough time then to sort ourselves out for the landing. Always use your situation awareness markers as an indication. But yeah, pretty uneventful. We've got some nice scenery out the window there. Bit of cloud around, but nothing too drastic. And yeah, looking forward to the approach into Nassau. So my thoughts on this, you know, again, these are first impressions because I haven't really had much time to play around with it. Let's just have a look out here. We've got some nice scenery happening. Just dip below the wing. Is pretty much that it is a really nice plane to fly. It's a lot, as you just heard, a lot of it's automated, but yeah, that kind of gives you the jet feel about it, and yet you can just take it up and spin around, you know, in VFR conditions. So it really is the best of both worlds. The sounds are excellent. Like I said, the textures are great. So I think the normal price is $29, $30, and I would say, with my limited experience of it right now, but I'm really happy that I paid, well actually I didn't pay $30, I paid slightly less, but I would have paid $30. I think that's a very good price for this aircraft. So if you want something that's sort of in between GA and jets, then really consider this, because this is a really nice aircraft to fly, and a lot of the things in here are modelled, you know, so and it's worth it to experience just the Skyview system. It really is incredible, really good. Touchscreen, of course, in the real world. We've got a bit of precip here. We're doing okay though. We're pretty smooth in terms of actual conditions. No real major storms, as you can see on the weather radar. So pretty good, pretty uneventful weather-wise. I've landed this thing a couple of times now, so it'd be interesting to see how that goes. But yeah, so far so good. I don't know what that is, just to hold on when I'm flying. But it's modelled really well. What a gorgeous plane it is. Looks really comfortable, doesn't it? Very, we've got USB ports there. That's cool. Nice. Really do like it. Good fun. Right, so through that mist is Nassau. So once we get down to about, let's say 4,000 feet, sorry, I'll take over the flying, and we'll start to get our approach sorted out. Because I want to show you around the island a bit. Actually, we'll do one sort of circuit around, just to do a bit of sightseeing, because it really is the ortho textures or photos from this part of the world have really come out really well, and I think it looks really good. I used one of the photos actually for the stream, so you might see some familiar colours of the sea and all that sort of thing. There's kind of a lagoon near the runway, and it's yeah, it's pretty stunning. Alright, well, I'm getting itchy feet to try and to fly this thing on my own, so I might disconnect the autopilot. Keep the flight director on though.
Autopilot disconnect.
And we'll take over, and we'll enjoy hand flying this thing. Like I said, we'll go on a little bit of a tour. We'll just do a slight left-hand turn, and I'll just show you around the island, and we can
Check engine.
sorry, I've nudged the, must get that sorted out. It's I keep going into the beta range of the throttle. On the Cytec yokes, that range is not really, because it's a separate button essentially. It would be nice to have a stop or like a little click thing so that you can't move the lever down to the beta range without a little bit more force. That's one of the design flaws, I guess, of Cytec, the Cytec quadrant. But more on that, I suppose. Another time. Maybe I'll do my own review on the Cytec gear that I've got. And if that's something you'd be interested in for you simmers, really, obviously aimed at simmers who are new to this game. I don't mean game as in computer game, but new to the flight simming game, because the Cytec panels are really, in fact the Cytec range, I should say, is a really affordable way of getting into flight simming, so they're recommended from that perspective. But if you want me to do a fuller review on them and covering what they all do, then maybe I'll do that as well, because they've done me proud. I've been using Cytec for about 4 or 5 years now, and yeah, like I said, they are superb. But I'll save that for another video, if you guys are interested in that. And as I said, I'm going to be doing some reviews on some of the other gear that I use alongside the hardware. It might be things like my wireless headphones that I got, which I think are superb, absolutely excellent for the price. My mechanical keyboard, maybe the camera gear that I use, the lighting equipment that I use, what else, anything else I can think of. And of course, if you haven't seen it, I did a video on a little piece of hardware, or 2 pieces of hardware, that I think are amazing, that can potentially give you and your sim a real kind of new lease of life. And it's basically a body shaker and a small amp that powers it, that you can fix to your chair, that will give you basically bass frequencies that vibrate through the chair. So landing gears going up, hard landings, turbulence, you feel it all through the chair. And it's dead easy to do. And check it out. Like I said, you can build the whole thing for less than 50 or around 50 pounds. So that's about, what, $70 US, I guess. But it's if you want to take your sim to the next level of realism, then check that video out. In fact, I'll put a card up. There it is, up in the top right hand side, if you want to click on that once we're done here. Once you've seen me land this thing, then by all means. Alright, so just check out this lagoon. There's the airfield there. But how gorgeous is this? Absolutely stunning. Really, really nice scenery here. In fact, we'll just go outside. Pretty cool. There we go. All right, so in fact, let me just get a screenshot of that as well. I always forget to do screenshots for the thumbnails, and then I have to come back in and refly bits of it to get the thumbnail. So apologies. Every time you see the PC or the game stutter a little bit, it's probably because I'm doing a cheeky little screenshot without telling you. All right, so we'll just level out here at just below 2,000 feet. And we'll start prepping for our landing, first of which is just bleeding off this excessive airspeed that we have going on. And I've gone into the beta range again. Sorry, ignore that. Alright, so just trimming out. I don't really want to lose too much more altitude. We do want to lose some of this speed. Okay. Alrighty, so we'll put one stage of flap out. We'll go gear down.
Gear down.
And that will really start to slow us down, so we'll just feed in a little bit of power just to stabilize that at around 120. About there. That's looking good. Alright, and then we'll just start our right hand turn. A little bit of left, a little bit of right rudder as we make that turn. And just watching our descent rate there. We don't want to dip down too low at this stage. A little bit more power. Okay, it's looking pretty good. Notice how well those shadows look on the cockpit. Really, really nice. Hope that comes across. Alright, backing off the power a little bit. Alright, nice and stable. This thing is so smooth to fly, it really is. Okay, good stuff. Alright, we'll just line up with the runway. Again, just watching our descent rate. It's so easy for it to creep down, so just trimming out. Landing lights on, should have come on earlier. Fuel pump on. Okay, and power setting is okay. We could probably afford to come down a little bit. Want to be around about 90 knots. We'll just start to decrease a little bit. I think we've got one red on the PAPI light, so that's all good. Reduce our power a little bit more. Okay, that's looking pretty good. So now we have to not be distracted by the beautiful view and try and get this thing down as possible. We've got some VIPs in the back, you know. We've got to take care of them. They're very important people. I can't actually tell you who they are because, well, I'd have to kill you. But yeah, you have to take my word for it. Alright, so we're pretty much, I was just going to say, we're pretty much bang on the glide slope, but now we're a little bit high. And just lining up. We've got a northerly wind at 16 knots. 310 degrees, so that's perfect. No crosswind component.
500.
Alright, good. That's looking really nice. Nice and stable, nice and smooth. Happy passengers.
400.
And just making minor adjustments to keep us aligned. We're a little bit low now, so increase the power just a bit. Nose comes up, so we retrim. And again, try not to panic Still a little bit low, so we'll just trim up a little bit, feed in a bit more power. Alright, good. And now, pretty much now we can ignore the PAPI lights and we can just eyeball it, do it by
100.
eye and all of our amazing experience we have.
50. 40. 30.
Little bit of a flare,
20.
slightly off skew.
Fuel tank switched.
A little bit of a hard landing there, wasn't entirely happy with that. Never mind. We're down, no need for reverses. Although I've gone into the beta range. So never mind. And we'll just, I'll tell you what we'll do, we'll just come off here. And welcome to Nassau.
Check. Engine.
And we'll just clean up, so flaps up. Taxi lights on, landing lights off. As we taxi on to...
Check. Engine.
Okay. And then we'll just go and park things up. Let our VIPs out.
Check. Engine.
It's always really satisfying doing an A to B journey. I don't do them that often. But there's that sense of achievement. I don't know. It's kind of quite addictive. Even more so in the bigger jets because there's more to do along the way. That's the only problem that I have with not that was long haul at all, but sitting in front of the PC once the autopilot is engaged for long periods is really not my idea of fun, and I don't think it's probably not very fun for you either. So that's why, that's why I tend to do a lot of GA flying and scenery and all that stuff. I just think it's more interesting. But anyway, let me know what you think. If you want me to do more A to B flights, then I of course will. Don't get me wrong, I do still enjoy them. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts. We've got a nice 737 there, I think, Air Canada. Okay, so we'll put our parking brakes on, and we will start to shut this thing down, starting with the fuel to idle, and then all of our lights can come off, which I have to do on the panel. And we'll turn our TCAS and master, what do you call it, thing, or depressurization, starter switches, fuel pumps, that avionics, and then batteries is done there. And that is pretty much the flight completed. So what we will do is just put our chocks on. We can't yet because the thing's still spinning. We'll open a door. We can put our chocks on now, and we'll just make sure that our VIPs get out nice and safely. Of course, they have there's our VIP. I don't know if you could recognize her. Looks a bit like Theresa May on a bad day, which is every day. Anyway, no politics. That means Donald Trump. There's Donald Trump there. No. That's Donald Trump's son, and his Theresa May lookalike girlfriend. Oh my god. Anyway, right, there we go. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed that. I've really enjoyed flying this plane and this route, and hopefully I don't know, take a look at this thing if you're in the market for a GA stroke jet. It's really a lot of fun to fly, and I can't wait to do more in it. So I hope that's been useful, and like I said, if you've got any questions, any queries, do drop me a line in the comment section. I like to think I'm pretty good at replying. In fact, I'm very good at replying. So if you do have a question about this aircraft, or a suggestion, or whatever it might be, do leave a comment, because I will get back to you. So I hope you've enjoyed it, guys, and as always, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you're watching this as my first video, welcome. I hope you will stay with us. We've got a really nice community building, and I stream about 3 to 4 times a week. So hopefully I'll catch you on there and get to chat to you. All right, guys, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.